Hi, I'm futurist Jim Carroll, and for over 25 years, I've been providing a leadership insight to some of the world's most successful companies on how to align to fast-paced future trends. I've appeared on stages at corporate events all over the world with clients such as NASA, Disney, the World Bank, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and hundreds more. I now get to hang out in my basement, but I have invested over 3,000 hours to develop the world's leading virtual speaker broadcast studio. And Gotham Artists is thrilled to share with you this leadership keynote talk, which I recently delivered to help you understand how you can do awesome things in the virtual space. Let's talk. And here's some fun facts about your future. 68% of organizations have said that the global pandemic has forced them to adopt and change their business model. 82% believe that a more challenging economy is in their future. And look, 47% of CFOs are not very comfortable investing in things that are necessary in the next 6 to 12 months because of the uncertainty that is swirling around them. Now, this is a bit of a problem because we need to deal with the new challenges that exist in the world of business. This is a reality. And let me give you one example of the type of challenge which exists today, the issue of supply chains. You know, if you've been trying to order things, that there's a lot of stuff that's out of stock. There's a lot of organizations that are struggling. And here's some real facts behind what is going on. 62% of executives said that supply chain resilience was a key issue for them going forward. And 96% of them are working to increase their supply chain agility because they know they've got to fix it. They've got to fix the broken systems that are in place. To do that, 91% of them in this particular survey indicated that they are adopting dual and triple sourcing strategies, i.e., we got to get the product and we'll get it wherever we can. 77% of them recognize the need for systemic change in their operations to achieve this. And that's our reality going forward. Look, we know that the pandemic has changed everything. We know that future-oriented leadership is more important than ever before because history tells us that every crisis shifts the axis of the universe and really offers an opportunity to those who choose to pursue it as an opportunity. I'm futurist Jim Carroll, and look, I've spent 25 years providing senior level leadership insight to organizations worldwide on the future, on trends, on disruptive thinking, leadership, and what we need to do to align to that reality. And the organizations that have sought my insight are really some of the most fascinating organizations in the world. I've had clients such as NASA, Pfizer, Microsoft, Chrysler, the World Government Summit, Godiva, Nestle. The list goes on with hundreds. I have a proven track record of aligning organizations to a fast-moving future. And I think, given the context of what is now happening with the global pandemic, that type of insight is more important than ever before. If you think about what is happening, consider the massive whipsaw of contradictory challenges that business organizations have faced with the pandemic, the systemic and transformative change that has occurred. These trends now define your future. Consider what is going on. Companies have worked feverishly to manage workplace safety issues. At the same time, they're having to place big, risky bets on new technologies, new ideas, new concepts, new ways of working in order to deal with the challenges swirling around them. They're dealing with a situation that involves an increase of risk at the same time that they have to accelerate that risk simply in order to survive. We're in a situation in which the fast-moving events of the last year have accelerated demands for changes to the global economic system. Governments have been spending freely to try to manage their society throughout the crisis, leaving behind a massive burden of future debt, which no doubt will play a huge role in what is happening. We're in a situation in which companies are accelerating their investments in robotics and artificial intelligence in order to deal with social distancing challenges in the factory at the same time that they were looking to cut their workforce. We're in a situation in which leading edge technologies that we have talked about for an incredible amount of time, things such as augmented reality and bionic tracking and 3D printing, the Internet of Things, virtual reality, these have suddenly moved to the forefront of implementation, driven by a sudden massive necessity to get involved. Behaviors have changed. People are in a situation in which their daily interactions online are undergoing a fundamental change And this is accelerating the pace of expectations in terms of customer service excellence, delivery logistics, instant response, while highlighting the critical inability of a lot of organizations to deliver on these sudden new necessities. We've seen the acceleration of the adoption of a lot of new technologies while highlighting the increased security risks that come from a hyper-connected society. All of this is happening in the context in which companies have accelerated their spending in order to ensure their corporate survival, at the same time that many CEOs are expressing concerns about their ability to weather the next downturn. It's crazy to think about what is going on out there. We've been in a situation to deal with these realities. For example, companies have simplified their product lines in order to better manage some of the issues that they've been faced with, at the same time that they've had to massively accelerate their product and service innovation to keep up with consumer expectations. Pure science, we've seen a massive acceleration in the acceleration of pure science in fast healthcare and medical innovation. At the same time, the vast numbers of people have decided to skew their reality perspective based upon some far-fetched conspiracy theories. Business has never seen a situation like this in which it has had to manage so many issues. And what is happening from a leadership perspective is a sudden requirement for agility and flexibility. We're in a situation in which speed now matters more than ever before. The same time this is happening, they're working to ensure that they had a pathway for organizational survival in place. This is a fascinating period in time when it comes to organizations and when it comes to leaderships. And if we go back to that supply chain issue, think about what is happening with supply chains. They've been stretched, they've been damaged, they've been reinvented. It's highlighting the requirement by which organizational resilience is moving to the forefront of the strategy agenda. And what it is doing is it is shifting business models faster. It is challenging and changing what we need to do to align to unexpected directions, and it's resulting in fast emerging new challenges and opportunities, unexpected resource demands, and a requirement for sudden new skills requirements. This requires a new form of leadership. And here's what you need to think about. You need to think about the reinvention of your existing business models as a future strategy, because what has happened here is all of these trends have put into perspective a stark reality that you are faced with. Speed matters, agility is everything, flexibility is the core attribute going forward. The acceleration of all of these trends really defines your future, and it's your ability to interpret what comes next, what these trends mean, how your business is going to continue to change as a result of the acceleration of a whole series of trends that will really define your success. Well, here's the thing. What lessons have you learned? Have you really ingested the concepts, the ideas, the strategies? Have you taken a moment in time to consider what has changed? Have you considered how your future has shifted, changed, and transformed? And more important, what are you going to do about it? Well, that's what I'm concentrating upon in my virtual broadcast studio in terms of the future and in terms of trends. We know that everything has changed. The surveys have indicated that most executives have now said that speed, agility, flexibility, and future adaptability are the key characteristics for success going forward. You need to be a future-oriented leader because the future isn't what it used to be, but do you know what it's set to become? Well, we know that history has taught us that 10% of organizations in a period of economic uncertainty become the breakthrough performers of the future. We know that during previous periods of economic uncertainty, it's those who have decided that they are going to focus on the trends, they are going to be a future-focused leader. It is those individuals who will discover the pathway to success. This is borne out in a recent study. It indicated that 88% of senior executives believe that those who are focusing on the opportunities that COVID presents right now, not the potential downside, but who are focused on the opportunities, are those who will achieve long-term success. What's your plan? What are you doing to ensure as a leader that you can survive and thrive in these challenging times? What insight do you have into what comes next? And what are you going to do about it? Well, That's the type of highly customized, relevant, future-oriented leadership that I've been providing from my virtual broadcast studio in a format that is engaging, interactive, context-sensitive, in a manner in which I can interview your executives about what they are doing forward, in a manner by which we can do some text message polling to align to the potential opportunities that are happening, in a format in which we can truly build some interactive, future-oriented leadership. Insight into what comes next. The key question is, are you a future-oriented organization? Are you a future-ready organization? Are you a future-ready leader? Do this. Come and visit me online. I'll bring you in for a tour of the virtual broadcast studio. We'll talk about trends. We'll talk about your industry. We will talk about what comes next and what you need to do to align yourself to a new reality in which the future belongs to those who are fast. Visit me now, futurist.jimcarroll.com.